Radiant team ban.
OG's turn to ban.
Radiant team ban.
OG's turn to ban.
The second game of this tiebreaker will be between OG and Tundra. And Tundra has had a really stressful week behind them because after their last game on last week, like Saturday last week or something like that, they did not have their fate in their own hands. They had to wait and hope that a tiebreaker would be forced out by other teams still playing. And luckily for them, they are still in this tiebreaker and now have a chance to still punch in their ticket for the major. OG is one game down. You probably just watched the Liquid game that they had. So they need to win here. And then, are we going to have a redo? I mean, Tundra just saw how
Run it back, boys.
Run it back. They're like, okay, we can do that too. Here are T and Kyle, of course, ready to break this game down. T, talk to me. We have a little bit of a similar situation.
Yeah, I think the key adjustment is, of course, OG's second pick in this series. So they are going to be able to have that eventual kind of gotcha pick at the very end. Oh, sorry, punch my mic. But also, yeah, I think the ban's exactly the same. Tundra banning out Morphling and Alchemist, and then OG going for the Grimstroke. But this time banning out Earthshaker, just respecting Tundra and what they can really bring with this hero.
Yeah, and with that, therefore, leaving Puck in the pool.
Exactly, yeah, leaving that through. And now Earthspirit Puck, you're going to feel real happy playing this combo into an IO because, of course, you relocate in, just instant call them where they relocate, you have the team fight just localized. So, yeah, Tundra aren't going to be too scared about this IO opening.
I just want people to also know that we will do just continuous tiebreakers. So if Tundra wins here or loses here, it doesn't really matter. We have a three-way tie. We will go again. The 1-team 1-2 games. Just in case people are not aware that we will have potentially tiebreakers for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm kind of rooting for OG just for that reason. Just because I think the reset is amazing. And speaking of resets, OG, they're gonna do the exact same open as T said. Their second pick this time, so you could argue they get even more value out of an opener like this.
Well, if they're them, like you just have to look at maybe Bloodseeker as a ban. You know, Boxy did a lot of work in that previous game. And this is why OG, they can use that first best of one. Surprisingly, this is how OG won a lot of their best of threes. You know, they learn from the first game, they tweak, and they perfect in the second game. So this is where they've used Liquid to understand what was weak. And now coming into game two, they're like, this is what we need. We need second pick. We need to cover our Weaver with actual bans. We need to ban out the Seb Earthshaker so we don't accidentally pick it for him. And then we're in a good spot.
Yeah, this only works if you are banking on having the next tiebreaker come into play as well, on like everybody tying once and then continuing on, because then you've got like 3 games to warm up.
It is kind of chill though for Tundra, right? Because in their eyes, like this, even if they lose this, they still control their destiny, right? They would be able to grab a reset. So this is kind of a bonus.
Yeah, first game in the best of 3. Oh, sorry, it's not a best of 3. A 3-way tiebreak is the worst series to play. Like it just fundamentally, it's just, you know, you lose it, you're now a victim to going out and not being able to reset. So yeah, for sure, that first series being in it doesn't feel good. Also, Carl, have you realized
who plays what first and stuff?
I don't know. I think it might be based on like seed, as in like the lower 2 seeds might have to play each other, because I think Tundra was
correct. You are correct with that.
Okay, nice. I was really pulling a win there. Thank you.
Well, they have got. We already talked about it. Obviously, they all beat each other, but I think Tundra 2-0'd their opponent or something.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think it's based on seeds for sure. So there is some logic in who plays first. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and the benefit of the second pick, as you can see, is, you know, maybe you had a guess that the Weaver was coming out, but you can't take the Bloodseeker in the open like Liquid felt confident to do so. So now it's banned out by OG.
Carl, have you realized that OG has to play up against potentially 2 of the most annoying players in the world for their hero pools? First Koikova and then 33. Of course, 33 is playing offlane, hasn't really shown too much kind of creativity in the role yet. But imagine if he does it in this series, like back to back, first Koikova then 33. Oof, that's so scary.
For people at home wondering what he would play, everything is the answer. Meepo, Arc Warden, Brood, Chen offlane has been a while, but he does do that. The Zoo. Basically everything. Yeah, all the annoying ones.
Rather annoying.
Yeah. Mars, last man coming out from OG, and the Nyx Assassin banned out by Tundra.
Ooh, that's a nice Mars ban actually, because they've run the puck in the 5 position before.
Yep.
And we've seen the mid Mars come into play a couple of times. I'm thinking just, you have this IO Weaver, you banned out the move speed kind of counters, the Bloodseeker, and the big blood potential. And it's like, if they have one more big team fighter that just decides you're not leaving, that alone can make OG have quite a difficult time.
This might, we've seen this combo before where the IO is core and ET is the 5, but you have a Weaver. So just not really sure what to expect out of it. Standard CM, so not a bad selection here when you consider that you've got the next 2 picks after OG, make them reveal another core and then decide how you want to take your game style. Although that does lock the puck onto a core role, unless someone's playing Earth Spirit. Would 9 play that mid?
Potentially, yeah, he has before played it, but I think it's most likely the puck comes to mind, of course. I think for OG, though, this ET pick, it's mainly just solidifying the fact that it forces the puck away from the side lane. Because imagine you're a puck 5 playing into this ET4, right? Like, you're not going to bring anything to that lane unless you have some like troll carry or some big, independent core. So that's where I think OG just kind of trying to force the draft a little bit. And yeah, now they have Clockwork. Ooh,
wow.
Interesting. OG are going for these like weakest off-lane duos. So first we see Nyx Earthshaker, and now we're seeing ET Clock. Like, for sure it has a kind of bit more punch to it, a little more kill potential compared to the first game. But it's still weird that they've kind of completely pivoted away from the classic kind of off-lanes that we've seen throughout the entire league so far.
Yeah, for sure. And it's great against CM, to be fair. I mean, this is the worst lane in the world to be an Ice Princess up against, especially when there's a Weaver also running circles around you, possibly looking to connect in the mid game. But, we've seen Clock core in a few of these games, and it's always the same problem. If you don't get out to a nice early lead, it just doesn't feel like your hero does much. Although we have also seen some strange item builds. I wouldn't be surprised to see Seb go for the Necro Book build, which I am a huge believer in.
But that's the question if it's the Clock core, right? It could easily just be ET offlane, and then this Clock open. I feel like that's most likely what's going to happen. But again, it's very, very open still. Could be some Weaver offlane with Clock 4, and then suddenly it's the IO ET lane that you mentioned, and some final kind of big enabled core for Topson to play on mid. That's a very likely scenario.
Question, Wraith King for Skeeter?
Nah, mate, the Timber Store.
They'll save
it has the same pain value as a Husker. I want to make that very clear. When you're drafting and you see a Husker and you see a Timber Store, these two heroes have the same kind of pull factor in kind of going, what the, So OG are going to be mildly, not upset, but just like, another one of these heroes. Yeah.
Because you don't really have too much. The ET aura doesn't do anything against the reactive armor stacks. Clockwork hates playing against Timber. You can have some success killing him as like a support, I can lock this guy down. But if your team doesn't kill Timber, he kills you. Yeah. And Weaver also just tickles him until you have a few items up.
Is Elder Titan not considered pretty decent against Timber? Or...
No, because you only remove his base armor, not his stacks.
Oh, yeah, not his stacks, yeah.
And also, you don't really have good lockdown for him. So, if you hit the perfect combo, then sure, you can have some kind of damage amp for it. But realistically, the pace of the game, it doesn't feel that nice playing.
You're going to need a Vessel hero for OG on the last pick. I'm looking to see Tundra ban Invoker. I think that would be the perfect OG hero to finish things off. I could see a Death Prophet being spooky as well, but once again, it feels like OG have put themselves in a position where they need to outplay their opponents to win the game. Tundra's lineup is just so solid, so simple. Play around the Timber, puck make plays, and Earth Spirit around the map. OG, IO Elder Titan are purely reactive heroes. They're weird, I don't know how to better explain it. CM Earth Spirit, these heroes play themselves. Wisp by Elder Titan's so awkward, no stuns, everything takes so much time.
But this is how you look at this time, where OG, they have the skirmishing lineup that has the potential to make outplays. You have the reset of the relocate, the ET stomp, big kind of fight mitigators. For Tundra, they're going to want to look for these fights. They don't have pressure towards Roshan that Liquid utilized in the first game to truly punish OG and kick them out of the game. Tundra, they're relying on, we take the fight, we lock you down, we kill you, and we play behind our Timber. So if OG can use their relocate, their stomps, they get good farm on Weaver, they overcome the hurdle of Timbersaw. This game is easily, 50-50, simply because towers aren't pressured outside of catapult waves, and Roshan isn't pressured by Tundra right now. Like if Tundra finishes their draft with some Ursa or, even like the Wraith King or something, some big carry that can maybe unlock that at minute 20, that's when the game gets hard for OG.
Is the Wraith King still an option? Because we just saw OG use most of their bonus time to decide to ban a Juggernaut, which if you're going to ban a Skeeter hero, that wouldn't be my first choice.
I think it's mainly because you already have the Crystal Maiden in lane. It's going to be an ET clock offlane duo. Therefore, anyone who gets Frostbitten or Crystal Novad would just die to a jug lane. So it's OG trying to ensure that they actually have a lane to play. But
yeah, it's also the tempo. Like then suddenly it's a jug and a Timbersaw, and you don't have damage early enough in the game to actually stop them. I love the Invoker ban from Tundra. I really think that like makes this OG draft look unstoppable, because suddenly you have the disables you need. You have the area control, and that activates these heroes like ET Clock, plus damage bonus to the Weaver. And we saw the issues with that hero until that third, fourth item. You just don't do too much DPS, even with the Wisp behind you.
All right, Kyle, Ursa or Wraith King, man? Which one are we seeing?
Bro, in a come on, man. It's Skeeter.
I just want to hear it. Which one we saying? Which way you're leading?
Wraith King, baby.
All right, okay, we're going for Wraith King. All right.
That's
it's a better
they got a full
Ursa
minute
game,
to think
though.
about. They might think that they are being baited into the Wraith King.
No. They're spending that minute talking about, okay, what items am I buying my Wraith King this time?
Also a possibility.
That's true.
Really nice PO game. But the thing is, OG have last pick. That's why it's spooky.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's why he's going to go for the Wraith King. Oh, I was hoping he'd pick it there. Sorry.
No. We are assuming that Thompson is not playing any of the 4 heroes that OG picked so far, right?
Yeah,
There's
no way. Yeah.
No, okay, good.
Again, OG, they use this last pick and they all look at Thompson and go, Thompson, what would you like to play today? And then whatever he whispers to the team, they lock it in. They're like, all right,
it's a nasty, if they PL, I think it's a nasty Ember game, actually, for Thompson.
Oh, that's true.
It gives them a vessel buyer. It's
works.
so good with ET because you amplify the mixed damage output, and it allows you to like kill. It's like basically you just kill this entire lineup.
All right, so we're back to the Ursa and Wraith King then. All right.
Yeah, I think so.
Get out the equation,
No more
baby.
PL.
All right, Ursa or Wraith King. Let's go, Skeeter. Which one you
I
buying?
mean, they take a lot of time thinking about that. It's going to be the Ursa. There you go.
There it is.
So that unlocks the Roche potential you guys were talking about. It unlocks the tempo pressure mid game that you guys were talking about.
Now,
you're happy with this.
Death Prophet becomes a lot more value, but they go for the Ember. Yep, it just makes sense. And this is the solid combination. OG love this trio. Isle, Elder Titan, Ember Spirit. They want a TI with this Ember Isle.
They did. They did.
Thank you, yes.
I mean, yeah. But can they make it to the major with an Ember Io? That's
it's all about this Timbersaw factor. I feel like this Ursa will have a pretty decent time in the safe lane. Timber will have a great time in his off lane, and it's about kind of them securing their side lanes and applying pressure. Of course, Ember v Puck, Thompson's dominated a lot of these lanes so far, and OG, they need to mitigate the pressure Tundra applies, actually contest Roshan, and they have a good kind of position to outplay, because Timbersaw doesn't provide team fight. He just provides a really annoying entry to the first 20 minutes. So overcome that hurdle, we're gonna have a close game on our hands.
Yeah, we also have the Elder Titan for Seb, Kyle.
Yeah, I think that makes more sense. The Ag's timing is everything with this hero, and I look at this lineup from Tundra, I'm like, oh wow, you actually can't stop a BKB'd Elder Titan. That also gives them more damage output, and not BKB, the Ag's BKB function.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
And the clock is good in this game because it can kill the supports. You don't want it to be a core for that reason. Keep it as the 4. I think this makes a lot of sense. I like OG's draft a lot, and I think Thompson Ember is it's the real deal.
All right, well, Kyle, we're going to leave you alone with Mr. Pixel himself. It's time for the second game of our tiebreakers. Have at it.
Thank you very much, Steve. Yes, let's see how this one goes down. So, Kyle, as you said, do you feel that after what would have been a bit of a rough wake-up game for OG in that first one against Liquid, this one, they should be able to feel a bit more comfortable against Tundra's lineup?
I would hope so. I think this is more in their wheelhouse. I think the offlane combination just seems so much stronger in this game. Like core Earthshaker, people have tried to make it work. It just doesn't look good. You swap it out with a different E hero, that Elder Titan, a lot stronger. We saw Zai absolutely dumpster a couple games with it, and I think that they're going to have a much easier time just scaling throughout the game. The Weaver's going to feel a lot better because now you actually have this Thompson hero that can kill stuff, not just hit creeps with the Mage Slayer.
I mean, and you were sort of talking in the draft when 33's Timber was picked up, and you were saying sort of how scary that kind of was. Yeah, do you think that the fact that they do get this Ember last, that sort of puts OG in a position where as a team that they can deal with the 33 Timber?
I would say for the first 10, 15 minutes of this game, maybe not, but you can expect Topson to at some point have a Vessel.
Yeah.
And I think that they're able to play around him fast enough. Unlike a Huskar, Timbersaw might scare you, but it doesn't really threaten Roche. And it isn't as scary in terms of the tower pressure. So we'll see, but I really just think that the big difference maker is that Topson is on a hero that can actually make plays in that early to mid phase.
Topson. Start poking at 9 a bit, but 9. Both teams were out and some early action here, but quite get the setup that they hope for.
The battle begins.
Viper. Try and roll away. They aren't going to be able to put a stop to that. Damaging onto Viper, but chase him out. Tundra's starting with Skeeter up top. The backup. Viper. 33B. Bottom left. In the river, Fada. Telling Saxa have caught him here with the Patriots. Are they going to have enough damage to take him down? Saxa's going for it. Need to jump in with the Earthstruck to slow down Saxa. Fada turns with the slow. Oh, can he get the final right click? He can. Saxa will get the kill. Notel will die in return. But OG, they got the first blood that they were looking for.
Yeah, we take those, but more importantly, Seb got 3 denies and the last hit's top. Like, that's huge. That's so much XP now taken away from 3 heroes. Mid lane also, just to note, Topson went for this Blightstone build that I think he was actually the first one to innovate with. Puck is a 1 armor hero, so you actually start to do some pretty significant harass to 9 as this lane progresses.
Sort of overall with these matchups, okay, yeah. Down to the bottom lane. He does not want to play into these two of OG.
No, the trouble is you don't really want to play against Weaver either, and there's nothing that would stop OG from just rotating both support spot. So we'll see how this plays out, but I'm not a huge fan of it personally, but I really do like what OG is doing. When you're against 2 more active supports, Earth Spirit, he doesn't want to sit in this lane. He wants to rotate. He wants to make stuff happen around the map, and they're forcing the supports to play together due to this tri-lane.
Turn up to the top. So because you feel left in this 1v1, mid one should be able to make sure that life isn't easy for. Oh yeah, he's going to swap. Okay, he's going to swap. Mid one's going to go top, and they're going to do as you say. They're going to have that opportunity to keep the pressure moved into Seb. Yeah, he's going to down after he's finished. Again.
Indeed the case. I'm not sure about this, to be honest. I figured they wanted the Weaver against the Ursa. I would have thought they would maybe just move the supports, but because they just want a tri-lane. That's a very dead CM.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Sal? You get a Sal
Radiant's
count.
bottom tower
To at least
is
able to
under
take that
attack.
away from them. Okay, opting to have the lanes like this. We're up here, I guess there's chance to play aggressive with the supports, but supports do stay up here. We'll see Saxa now join Seb down bottom. Settled with Skeeter being backed up by Fada. Duo lane in the
Dire's middle
bottom.
tower
How we seeing the CS in the mid? 2 on 9, 4 close at the moment between heroes. And
God, okay.
9's having to make the walk back to base. And he'll be making this walk back to base still short of the money for his bottles. So this is going to hurt him.
You can see, so it'll be the Puck going Urn, it appears. We've seen often. So he bought a Ring of Protection, but he hadn't started with it in lane. And it's just straight up too much harass from Topson. He gets Slight, he gets Chains off, walks up, hits Puck once. That's half his HP. And you just can't sustain through that. Also, realize why they want Seb bottom against Ursa. He gets a camp and the double hero with the Spirit, and then actually runs at Skeeter, who is forced to run away because he gets like plus 110 damage. There's probably no other melee hero in the game that can do that to the bear.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. Be able to trade damage quicker than the Ursa can build up those early levels of swipes again.
Oh, unfortunate for Topson. He doesn't get the rune. It spawns top. Lucky day for 9, because if that was a free rune for Topson, that would have been very spooky. Instead, he will not have the mana to continue harassing too hard. But again, just really love how Topson plays this mid lane. His itemization, even this early, always just seems to make sense. Early raindrops, start with the Blightstone. Yeah, you're just so strong in this lane. And 9 can't really go anywhere. There's nowhere to gank. And it's too early for that anyway. They will get Sox on the side. Both supports rotated for that.
Skeeter is going to turn for Seb. Seb, he's got the stick charges. Have they got anything else to catch him? They're rolling in. Seb's having a juke to the side, but that'll give the chance for Skeeter to get the 2 final punches in. I mean, Seb, he went fully aggressive there. I guess that's the thing. He's got to be careful how he pushes it. Like, he ran Skeeter down the lane from pretty much full HP to 10%. But during that time, of course, Skeeter just sort of kiting, getting stacks built up to the point that, you know, when Seb loses that buff and can't quite finish off the kill, then it's the Bears' time to turn.
Yes, if I'm an OG fan though, I don't know if I'm nervous yet. You know, the top 3 CS all OG, but more importantly, Topson. He's level 6. He's on his signature Ember Spirit, and he can actually kill enemy heroes. That was the big problem they had against Liquid, is that Topson was kind of just pushed into this, I guess I'll shove lanes until I die position. Whereas now, he's going to be the guy making moves. Even this Timbersaw up top is at risk when he has enough levels. He'll go for, it looks like the Orb of Corruption, full wand. I like that a lot from Topson. Again, just staying active. Unfortunately, he won't have the ability to take any bounty runes, so. But it doesn't matter. You're Ember. You're 6. Just TP back.
Power rune. Can get Remnant in position. Should have a good chance of curing this against 9. 9 is about to hit the 6, though. Topson already out. Hoping for a spawn down bottom he is. Let's see if he gets lucky. And he's not 9. He's going to be able to grab it again. Arcane
Never lucky.
For the puck. I mean, yeah, and that's a big one. Either of these heroes getting one of those when they're 6. There's huge aggressive potential.
And Catapult Wave too. Topson's really got to be cautious here. Yeah, okay, so the Earth Spirit left, so he's going to be fine, but I thought 9 was just going to pop a coil in a second with the Arcane Rune up.
Bottom, Seb again. 3 of them able to chase him down. This is, you know, for the power that Seb did have early in this lane, punching into Skeeter, giving away a couple of lives to the safe lane Ursa. That's pretty spooky. Skeeter's going to be on track for a boosted timing on the Battle Fury.
Yep, I like the build quite a bit. You know, you've got the benefit of the CM aura, so he's going to actually put 3 points Earth Shock, only 2 in the Fury swipes, but it allows him to just keep up with Seb and remove that move speed advantage. So even without Orb of Venom, he can stick to him like glue. The danger of the clock support, right? Like, we haven't really seen this hero have too much success unless you can get kills in the early game. When you get under leveled like this and you can no longer duel the enemy supports, things get tough. And unfortunately for OG up top, that's a Timbersaw. So you're not really getting ahead on your Weaver too much. Okay, another kill bot.
Saxa might get away this time. No.
Oh my God, Seb.
The just jumps over at Seb. He wants the kill. I mean, it's a lot of damage, and he'll do it. He'll be able to bring down Fodder in return. Seb able to get a trade here for the loss of his Clockwork. It's just another kill for Skeeter. Skeeter just getting all of the action here.
Plus 183 damage on Seb. That was nuts. Okay, but yeah, the top lane, I want to just, we haven't even talked about it because they're just trading farm, but that's 2-on-1. Comparatively bottom, they are really able to shut down Seb a bit more efficiently, but definitely a more even game than that first of the tiebreaker. Soxa maybe making a move mid on these power runes.
Chains. 9 from being able to orb out. He's going to drop the coil to secure the rune, and that'll do the job. So again, getting the 3rd power rune of this game. Let's see if we can get out of this. Oh, that was cute. That was very nice. As down bottom Seb goes down, but yeah, mid 9. Okay, he does still end up falling, but a nice little short jump from his orb there did cause OG to overshoot the mark with the Remnant chase. Obviously did manage at the end of the day. He still goes down. Of course, down bottom, another death on Seb. I mean, Skeeter, dude, this Ursa, he's 4-0-1. This Ursa could not be having a better start to the game. And you got to, this is the lane, right? The OG, they forced against him. They were following him around the map. They wanted Seb to lane into this. Seb has given up quite a lot to Skeeter in this early game.
Yeah, that was why it was a bit confusing to me. And I suppose they think that he'll be doing better than the Weaver, or maybe it's that up top against Timber, he wouldn't have much effect at all. But it is giving Skeeter a pretty free game. And they kind of left them isolated, right? Like they didn't bring the Wisp down here, which is what I expected. And instead, No-Tail's just been kind of holding mid one's hand as he trades farm 2-on-1. And he is quite far. I mean, Maelstrom is up. Yeah. So you have to be a little more concerned now, even as 3-3. He does have that first item hood. I like the decision here. It's pretty much always the right item for a Timbersaw. And Thompson, like, this is just such a wild build. You know, max chains, no points, flame guard, just full on aggression. Look for him to start moving around the map once he gets those phase boots up and running.
The bounty runes Biver. He's able to start things onto Saxa. Saxa, he's come across. Try and do something around these 10-minute bounties. See if he can get out of this one. As he's trying to run, Thompson's coming over from the side. And now with mid one and No-Tail here, OG's really bringing the fight in. As they turn towards Biver, Biver tries to roll away, but they catch him with the Shikuchi damage. They'll get the kill, and they'll push Tundra back away from this bounty rune. Still, though, that gives the space for 33 to take the one in the river.
Oh, wow. Thompson now gets double rune and what the DD. He is unstoppable now. Wherever Thompson goes, they will find kills. Is relocate up? Very soon. OG, their tempo is going to start to get real dicey here for Tundra.
Biver. He's actually rolling in on Thompson. He's got the silence. They've got the three of them. Can they burn through Thompson? Thompson's getting low. He's going to be okay. Saxa comes in with the cogs, pushes back any further attempts onto the Ember. They're actually over the hook shot. They're going to try for 9 with the hook shot, but they won't be able to get the kill. Maybe with a sleight of fist, can they find 9-9's off to the side? But Saxa's gone. Thompson, he's jumping into the remnant. They really want this puck. Can they get him? He's able to dodge the slight yet again. He's off to the side. They won't kill him. Nine's going to be able to get out as Saxa loses his life and OG not able to find anything in return, even with that relocate coming in from No-Tail.
Nine's pulse has got to be racing. He's playing so well. Like, he should be dead 7 times, and he juked out both the slight and the chains there twice. That is nuts.
He's having a good time here. Doesn't feed his life away from Thompson, and as you say, Thompson, this aggressive Ember Spirit play with this slight chains build, he wants to be getting these kills, and Nine's making sure that he doesn't feed away too many.
So some interesting status in the bottom lane. Skeeter is closing on the Battle Fury, 400 gold away. ET of Seb, he's going Midas. So not only did he have a bad start, but he's really not stronger in lane because of this decision. Coil ready? They're looking for a kill. They're going to find it.
They're going to be able to set up onto him, and it's going to be more glory for Skeeter in this game. Thompson swinging across. Can Thompson do anything about this bear? The slide chains out to him, but he can't commit. With the enrage available for Skeeter, it's much too spooky of a kill for him to go for, and Saxa's still around. Skeeter wants to turn for him. Biver is going to have to chase. As they're coming in with the orb. 9. Got no coil, of course, still. But they won't be able to trap him. Saxa gets away. Thompson's still ready to go back in. He's got a haste route. He's in with the slight chains onto the two of them. Focusing towards Fighter. Fighter just holds the ground with the ult, but Saxa's able to put a stop to it with the hook shot. Skeeter trying to find a target to jump in onto. Thompson remnanting out to safety. He doesn't want to stand anywhere near the bear. They'll get farther, but they won't get anything else. As the rest back off. Mid lane 33, really putting the pressure in onto this tier 1 tower. He used the time lapse to keep himself healthy. Pressure's really building up from Tundra. With this creep wave, that'll be it done. So you're going to see a 12-minute Treads Battle Fury on Skeeter. As that's going to be timing that he'll be very happy with. Thompson is able to find Biver in the trees. Biver here with the 4 of them, OG. Catch Fodder on 9 underneath the tower. 33 is around.
Just ignoring him.
Running straight past him. Chains onto 9. 9. Got the 1 charges. 9, he's out with the orb. Taken out. They get the final bit of burst. Mid one comes in, finds a Maelstrom proc. They'll finally manage to kill off this puck, and they'll also catch faster.
They're just running around 3-3. Like, they're just ignoring him completely as they hunt the heroes in the back lines. Like, this OG fixed the flaw from that first draft. They recognized, look, it wasn't the Wisp Weaver that was the issue. It was that Thompson couldn't play the way he needed to for us to activate the rest of our draft. Doesn't matter that they were a little behind in net worth. They're just running at the enemy. And this is the OG that we know and love. This is how they win games. Tundra, though, you're still fine, right? Like, Skeeter has got Battle Fury. In theory, this is going as planned. But the trouble is, OG is just applying so much pressure around the map. Even 3-3 now at risk.
Let's see if they can get him. He's got the hood. He's out with the chain. They'll be straight into the chains of Thompson. As there's a lot of damage, but 33, he's able to find another angle to get out. Viper's there on the high ground, ready to give him some extra bit of backup. OG, they can't commit for this kill, as Peter will actually be able to pick up No-Tail there on the return.
Okay, maybe we go back to ignoring 3-3.
He's not an easy kill at all. He really isn't. Yeah.
If they hit the Earth Splitter, maybe that had a chance, but you know, you're just gonna Timber Chain out of that, so even the clock isn't enough to keep him in place. But mid one is enormous, and I love this decision. Look at what's queued up, the Scotty. You know, you don't actually need a vessel because of the minus healing that'll give you. That's enough to really try and break down this Timbersaw. And it also gives him the HP pool to just play really aggressive, and not to mention, you're also able to then kite the Ursa quite effectively.
What about the Ursa? Skeeter, the Alpha 9 will find the tier 1 tower top. In the mid one to No-Tail, putting as much pressure on as they can as 33 tries to get them off it.
This is so funny, man. They're just ignoring each other. Well, I guess 3-3 is doing his best, but OG, they learned their lesson. I don't expect to see him targeted again, at least until like the 20-30 minute mark. Thompson?
Thompson. Get in on the side. They're going to drop the Dream Coil down onto him. Saxon comes in with a hook shot. They burst through the Crystal Maiden. Skeeter's coming in with the rage at the further silence. Locks down Thompson. Skeeter's going to be able to pick up one. He's going to have another one from this to sleep. Holding him back for now. Seb trying to come in now with the punches. But he's thinking about turning. Does have to take the bugs off him. There's a lot of damage here from mid one Seb and No-Tail Seb. Stomp off in time. Holds 33 in position. Skeeter trying to jump forward again onto mid one. Mid one still has a time lapse available. Skeeter, he's got no enrage. So mid one, do you want to dive this? Skeeter getting low. Mid one's going to want to try and find this, and he's able to get it. Goes in with a Scoochie, takes down Skeeter. He's also going to be able to pick up Viper as well. Double kill for mid one.
This is the Wisp Weaver we saw earlier in the group stage, Owen. Like this is when it gets real spooky. You know, look at the item. A Maelstrom SNY plus 2,300 gold this early in the game. Oh, 3-3 just getting the TP off in time. Doesn't matter the Thompson dies. Like, that just buys them so much space. Skeeter popped his ulti early for the burst to guarantee he could get the Ember kill. The trouble is then at the end there, now that they know he doesn't have the defensive tool available, the Weaver just runs circles around him and eventually takes him down. So OG starting to build up a pretty commanding lead, because trouble is, well, that right there, Fada is just effectively a 6th range creep for the hero, for the team rather. And how do you kill this Weaver? Where's the lockdown?
Yeah, they've got to coordinate it perfectly with 9 having that coil for him every time into the follow-up silences.
The support duo just dies. That's the trouble. I mean, BSJ, our noted carry expert, like, you know, he is never going to be picking an Ursa into a Weaver for this reason, because until you have that, you know, basically swift blink of it, you just don't touch him.
Fine Saxa.
Roche, maybe?
Soon to have his blink, but yeah, these timings are going to be very important on the end. I mean, if he's able to get to the point where he has like the blink, BKB, Basher, Abyssal, yeah, then that's going to be the solid way to have a chance of locking down onto mid one. But at that point, yeah, if OG continues as they are, they might have just taken away the whole map away from Tundra.
It's so hard to play this now. The trouble with Timber, like, we saw the strengths. He doesn't die, pushes that tower early, dominates a lane, even though it's 1v2, I suppose trades. The trouble is now, you're not scaling as well as these other cores are, and you don't really have a place on the map. You can't kill things. You've got a Yules now, so it's nice to have a little bit of control, but you're just a creep hitter. And OG are just running around the map, farming creeps faster than you are. Bottom lane, they're going in. Oh, Ole.
Easily out of there. Don't get that opening over in the river. Gonna try for 33, see if they can do him whilst he's in completely alone. And with the chain control, they will. They're able to bring down even the tanky boy now. 33 out of the game. More glory for mid one. 7-0-3. I mean, as you said, the Weaver game, the OG draft when they open with the... Down towards the bottom, Viper. Been caught by the chains of Thompson. He tries to roll out and will lose Saxa. And OG, they might not be done here. Does Thompson want to dive in for this? Mid one wrapping around from the side. He does. Remnant in deep. Thompson He's ready to go for more. He's looking towards Skeeter. Mid-one starting to poke it on Skeeter. Skeeter turns and they've got the silence. What? He just turns and they both die.
Oh my god.
Mid-one's death for 626 gold for Skeeter.
That was the only possible way. I hope we can have a replay of that because that was nuts. 9 is perfectly positioned, just hiding in the trees. There's like no hope for them in this fight unless they can do exactly that.
Dream Coil and silence, and that's enough there for Skeeter to take down Mid-one. No chance of any escape. And Mid-one, knocked down a bit there by that kill. Skeeter, and that's going to give Skeeter a good burst towards what will end up being quite a big quick BKB after the blink dash.
Yeah, that was they needed that. Like, there's actually no way to kill Weaver
unless he does that.
Literally that. Like, blow everything. You have a 3-second window, and importantly, that coil silence got the wisp of no tail as well.
Yeah.
Tops and Yules, nothing crazy coming up. But that equalizes the game a bit. Suddenly, Skeeter's possibly going to be getting to that point where you can't kill the Weaver just yet, but you'll have a blink BKB at a decent timing. Now you can hunt pretty much everybody else, and then the Badger changes things. Hold up, reload.
He's going for it. They're setting up for the relocate. Thompson, he's coming in, but they've already lost Sax. The Skeeter's able to put him out. They get the sleep in. Have they got enough burst damage to take Skeeter down? And Skeeter's trying to focus for the kill, but set there with the splitter, tears him apart. As that's the Ursa down, and now OG, they can get back on with the cleanup.
Yeah, they initiated on the puck. 9 barely survives there, but once he's out, like there's no way you deal enough damage as Tundra unless you get the 100 to zeros. The trouble is the sustained damage isn't there. You need to burst heroes or they will just reset, survive, and then you're just going to get slaughtered. Weaver is going to be running circles around you. This like chain spam starts to add up. Scotty now complete on mid one. He's level 15. Oh, and he has a Scott. It's 20 minutes into the game. He's gonna have Scotty. 3 items complete.
Still has to be careful of that combo, we've seen. Now we'll have to obviously be a little less careful when he has the Aegis. Then he's not going to care too much if they do manage to pop him like that with 1 round of bolts. 33's in. Trying to draw them away from finishing the Roche, and it's going to work. They're going to turn towards 33 instead, though. Fiber rolls in. They get the Dream go down on the floor. The silence follow. They've got Mid-one. Mid-one's going to go down. They've got the control as well. On to Thompson. Thompson's also going to fall. No tail's gone. 9. Perfect jump. 4-man coil into the silence.
How does that happen?
OG, they weren't ready for that one bit.
Oh my god. Tundra. What?
And now they're going to get Roche. Now they're getting Roche on a silver platter. Straight up. It's theirs. That's the Aegis. BKB is going to be on the way up for Skeeter. A second time where Tundra, they're able to blow up the Weaver. And in this fight, much more than just the Weaver alone.
I mean, everything done right there. I mean, pre-W or pre-overpower from Skeeter Ursa. He goes in, pops and raids, all the attacks, gets it up again. 3-3 doing his job, just running the bait. Nothing to see here, guys. It's just me. Don't worry about anybody else. Here comes 9 in vision.
9.
Like, they just clump up for it. It's a 4-man coil. And Skeeter, with the overpower ready, he pops and rage immediately, and then he's going to cast again to be sure to finish off that Weaver before he can get the ultimate off. But yeah, like, OG, wake up, guys. You need this win. What's going on?
Yeah, that's Tundra definitely coming in with the cleaner moves. No doubt about it. Even with OG having the start that they have, and of course the game is even, but it's just the way that Tundra's being able to find these opportunities to take these fights. You don't sort of see teams every day sort of line themselves up for that perfect of a combo in these situations where Skeeter in these fights, he's actually getting a lot done with the cleave at the Battle Fury.
Yeah,
OG is standing so close to one another. We're seeing heroes die to the cleave.
I just can't believe it. Like, OG, like, they're seen as one of the teams with like the best vision, like the way they read the map and read these team fights. They just got like their tunnel visioning hard on that timber saw, and they get punished hard for it.
They find Mid-one here, which they might just, he's in the coil. Sentry's down into the silence. They've got to get him out of here. Can they kill him in time? Ooh, he's away to the side. No Tail's not going to be able to take him out. The relocate's put to an end. They have got the backup now. There's Mid-one. He's going to try and fight back. Turns towards 9 now without the Dream Coil. Things could get a little hairy for Tundra.
Oh,
no, they're able to jump at him still. And Mid-one still goes down. They get the jump straight back over to him. Mid-one, even without the threat of the coil, no coil, it's already been used. Tundra is still able to find a way of getting it on top of the Weaver, and Mid-one still ends up dying.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, these devs now, again, you see the net worth. It says it's even, but the way the last 2 fights have gone down, you said it, OG, they've got to clean things up a little bit. As Tundra, they're starting to make these mid-game fights look easy.
They're just straight up outplaying him, Owen. I mean,
yeah.
Poor Nine. Nine is making these. He has treads and a witchblade, and he's looked unstoppable in these fights. I don't even know how it's possible. And Skeeter somehow he's just killing everyone. He's been present for 21 out of 23 kills.
I mean, you know, yeah, BSJ probably needs to watch this game. You said you don't like playing us against Weaver. Skeeter's showing you exactly how it's done. He's killing the Weaver. It might be like maybe you just needed a BKB on mid one, and he still doesn't have it queued up, but he's just dying to these silences. No-Tail has the mech, like he'll be able to keep him somewhat sustained, but like that fight, that's just, I mean, Seb wasn't there. The hook came in, Thompson hadn't connected just yet either, and again, like Seb has a Midas. He has Ags complete now. This is the timing OG we're waiting for, and also probably why he wasn't present in that last engagement. All of a sudden, the Elder Titan is a force to be reckoned with, but again, it doesn't matter if mid one can't stay alive. It's going to get harder as well. You know, Skeeter, he's getting to that point. You know, the bash is nearly out.
Fighting again.
See it? It's mid one. He's getting in. Dream Coil has been set down here. Nine's off to the side. Off to the orb. Thompson, he's ready to chase in. Commits with the remnant. Nine. He will fall. They can kill, but now Skeeter, he's in on the mid one. Mid one's got to get out with the time lapse. He's out to the time. The fight's in the stun. They've closed the gap on the mid one. Mid one. He's never going to wait for Shuchi. No-Tail comes in with the save. Tethers in to heal him up. Skeeter's going to turn his efforts over towards Thompson. With the BKB, Skeeter can keep on fighting. He's able to punch down, take down Thompson. Skeeter trapped in the cogs though. Saxa, he's able to hold him in position. Skeeter's trying to run, but OG will dive in. They'll take him down the once. Cage is gone. Skeeter, is he going to be ready for round 2? He's out with a blink. He's away to the high ground. Skeeter will manage to make it away. A buyback from Fodder comes in. He's got to be careful around this tower, though. There's no-Tail in the mid one. They're ready to chase in. They'll find the CM Fodder. He pulled back for this. He's dying. He's been slept. He'll go down. Skeeter tries to come in onto mid one. Skeeter, he's going for the Weaver kill. Could he quite find it? He's trying to chase. Mid one, he's running. A few more hits will do it, but mid one's able to play him out this time. Skeeter will go down. 33 jumps across with the chain. He's on top of mid one, but the sleep's there from Seb. They hold the timber in place. This time, OG, they're able to get back on top as it's their turn to clean up.
Under attack.
Yeah, the key there, Nine died. Nine was not necessarily caught out of position, but the team wasn't ready. Tundra have been winning these fights off the back of combos. The coil, the silence, Skeeter's damage, the Earth Spirit roll in. If they don't have that synergy to find burst kills, they will not win the team fight. OG thrive in these long engagements as we just witnessed. It doesn't matter that Fado put back. He's dead in 2 seconds once he's found. OG wants skirmishes, Tundra want executions. And if OG can continue to find fights around their vision like that, force spells to be utilized before the Tundra allies are ready to follow up, that's a huge edge for them. I mean, they're gonna have Satanic on mid one pretty soon. This next Roche fight might just decide everything, but yeah, you gotta be really cautious. Like, Nine has played so much better than he should have been able to as a puck in this game, but he has to keep it up for them to actually take the W here.
Hiding deep. Seconds. Good wave here though.
Skeeter a little too over aggressive there. I think he was praying for a bash, but unfortunately he hasn't completed that item yet. Had he, I think that might have been a different engagement. Nope, Fada, adios.
33 helping him out, but you're right, they're relocating in on this. The Fada will fall. They lose Staxer for it. Mid one is going to try and look towards Viper. Viper's up in the air with the yours. The coil's down onto them. They're in onto mid one. Mid one, he's got to get out of it. He's lost his IO. No-Tail goes down. Mid one's got to be very careful here. Can Thompson Seb help him turn around and fight back into this? Skeeter has used the BKB in the Enrage.
The big difference maker, Seb. He is a real hero now with that Ags. BKB, 2-second duration per hero that gets hit by that spirit, plus a massive damage increase. Plus, you're removing all base armor and base magic armor from these Radiant heroes. So Ursa, you know, that means 0. Like 0 armor, 0 magic resist. He is just straight up naked when he's in the presence of Seb. If the BKB isn't active, that's the key. So it's really the BKB usage from Skeeter that we're gonna have to watch here. Also the Mindbreaker, huge pickup. That is potentially game winning against mid one when you consider he still does not have a BKB.
Just going for the full tanky build. Satanic done, looking for the butterfly next, and knows these heroes don't really want to be buying any sort of... The
It might
evasion
be-
will be nice. I mean, with Satanic and Butterfly, it is going to be very hard for Tundra to take him out, even during the descent.
Oh, for sure. It really does get easier for OG as the game wears on. Like, it's Elder Titan. Especially, you know, I criticize the Midas from Seb, but it's paid off by
yeah,
now. Like,
yeah.
he's got 2 levels on his Ember at this point, and he's going to be massive. Halberd next item, Orb of Corruption, or Destruction, rather. And now they can control the enemy triangle. Roche might spawn in 20 seconds.
Dire are scanning.
Thompson. The charge is making the jump. Is he going to be able to find 9-9? Oh, 9 wasn't quite ready for this. They open. Chains, but he's able to dodge the sleep. He's out to the side. They relocate in on this. He'll hold them back with the coil. 9, he was able to react in time. They didn't have to follow up. 9 is able to ensure that Tundra won't lose anyone from OG.
Oh, but they think he TP'd. Look at the positioning. Seb sniffing it out.
They go for the bounty ring, but there's the jump. As soon as he's on it, you say Tundra there with a big brain play, hiding in the shadows and expecting OG to feel relaxed after that movement and not be prepared for Tundra to be standing where they did. 33, diving in to start to get more information. Skeeter's going to be TPing over towards the tier 2 so he can start to come out on the lane and meet up with them over to the side. Piper's already gone in. He's in with the silence onto Stack Skeeter. He's going to jump for straight away, commit for the BKB. He's onto mid-1. Can they really bring mid-1 down? Another Shukuchi gets mid-1 out and off to the side as No-Tail's taking him away. 9. He's going to have Dream Call in 20 seconds. They're jumping into burst. No-Tail's up in the air. Mid-1. He's looking for Fada, but Fada, he's able to turn. He's got the route. Mid-1 out with the time-lapse and the Shukuchi. He's got to run now as they've lost 3 OG. 9. He's going to have that coil pretty soon. 5 seconds until it. Mid-1 cannot afford to play close to this. He's got to get right out of here, and he will. As Mid-1 makes his way back to base, Thompson will try his best to clear the wave out, but a wave has already reached the tier 2, so Tundra can put some pressure onto the tower with this.
Oh my god. Oh, and my heart is racing. I can't imagine how these guys are doing. This game is nuts. 31-28, 31 minutes in. I still don't know who's truly ahead. I feel like OG's in a great spot, and then all of a sudden Tundra make this huge galaxy brain play around this bottom bounty rune. Like, there's no way you expect them to be camping there as 4 after you've just chased 9 into the trees, plus force the coil.
I mean, out of all the heroes and players in this game, who do you think's sweating the most? Like, whose game can crumble in an instant in a fight if they make a sort of a
Both, really. I mean, Tundra, the thing is, Tundra have to get the initiation or the perfect follow-up. Like, both, it pretty much is bait 3-3. You got to dangle 3-3 out and hope that your team can counter.
Oh, OG's in. Thompson. He's not going to get the chains onto Vada. They've got the core down, they've got the bash. Onto the Weaver there. He needs help, but he needs it now. He's not going to be able to get it. As Skeeter, they are 100-0 the Weaver. And now Skeeter, he's ready to try and turn for more. Unless OG can fight back these hits from Seb, and they're hurting. As Skeeter's down to the low ground, Thompson chases in. Skeeter will fall. Zaxa, burst down by the silence. The rest of Tundra will back up. I'll try and make sure that this stays just the 2-for-1 and OG don't get anything more, and they will. I get the rest of them out of that.
I love how Fada's played this now. Look at his items. 2 fluffy hats, a 4-staff. He's the one carrying the essence ring. He's just like, yeah, keep coming for me. I know how this game is played. They do not have the burst to kill him that 13th time. Like, this fight though, like, imagine if Mid-1 can just get his ultimate off, Tundra gets wiped. But they 100-0 him. The thing is, Skeeter has to blow everything. The BKB, the Enrage. He also has the Shard to get Enrage off of 6 hits. And he's just it. Seb, look how hard. Seb is like 3-shotting him.
These hits from Seb are ridiculous. Yeah,
he's got 100% cleave now on the ET.
I mean, he's the carry. You know, so I say, you know, step aside, Mid-1. I've got this one under control. And I mean, he can start going for the real big right-clicking items now as well if he wants. We'll see what he wants to farm up. He's going to get that money very quick. You know, this talent, you know, an incredible amount of farming and aggressive potential. You know, sure, you don't normally think about cleavers being that insane in a fight, but when it's 100%, then, you know, you're close to sort of a mini Kunkka.
Yeah. And oh, every hero, his spirit hits, plus 105 damage.
Side Thompson. Catch on Biver. They'll jump in. They've got a Hex onto Thompson. They're going to drop the Dream Core down here as well. Onto the three of them. 33 heading forward. Biver rolling in with the control. They're in onto Midborn. Midborn's been silenced. The bash. Midborn's down. Skeeter's able to take him out. The question is, can he do more this time? They've got to deal with Seb. Skeeter turns over towards Seb. Seb, he's able to pull it back. He's got the helmet down onto Skeeter. Skeeter's still stacking up the swipe. Seb's got to keep his distance. They'll turn. Burst through Saxa. Biver with the roll, and he lands the connection onto Notel. They've got a Hex onto Thompson. Thompson also goes down. It's 3 dead on OG, and it's not going to stop here. Biver rolls into Notel. Seb, he's trying to kite them out off to the side. Can Seb do something insane with the Spirit? See how much damage he gets built up here. He's got a fair bit more. He's going to run down Skeeter. Here comes Seb with Notel coming across as well. This buyback from Notel gives him some extra power to Seb to help him fight back. Seb, you're going to be able to find next. He's heading up to the high ground. Notel is just going to take him out.
He's a Spirit.
Seb, no, okay, he leaves him behind. He leaves him behind. He left him behind, Seb, because Seb wants to fight. Seb says, don't you dare take me out of here. I've got some faces to smash. Seb, thinking about going back in. He's going to have the Spirit again in a few seconds. See who can he catch here. It's 9. Very low. Fada goes down in the river.
This game is crazy. It's all about the Spirit. Seb is toying with them. When Spirit is active, he has a Rapier and BKB. When it's not, he's like an annoying 4 position. Like, and the cleave, like, oh my goodness.
There's so much damage.
What is this hero?
Seb's doing it. It honestly, in these fights now, it seems like it. OG, they've harnessed Midborn's power of dying for a greater good here. That's the plan. They're like, Midborn, you go in, you die, and that's their initiative. That's the plan, and it's working.
Okay, hang on. Oh, get a little chance to relax and unwind real fast. What is this? This is a Roche for OG. The sheep stick on 3-3 has been huge. He's the only one who really could itemize for it because 9, you need this Ags. Too good in this game. And it's your only real control against the Elder Titan. But the Hex has been allowing them to get kills on these very mobile OG cores, notably the Ember Spirit of Thompson. Man, what a game. And I actually look at what Skeeter's queued up, the AC. It's necessary because he's going to 0 armor.
Yeah. Absolutely, against all these physical hitters as well. Thompson, 1, and Seb, they're all punching. And that sort of flat additional armor necessity against the.
I actually think that instead of the Glimmer he has queued up, that Biver needs to get a Vlad's. Like, I cannot overstate just how every point of armor is more valuable when you're at 0. Like, there's diminishing returns on plus armor. Well, actually, no, not technically. The percentage of damage reduction decreases because diminishing returns, but every point of armor gives you 5% EHP effectively, or effective HP against physical damage. So if you just go from 0 to 4 on Skeeter, you have 20% more survivability, plus the lifesteal factor, plus the damage.
Be able to take this Roche pretty quickly here. Seb, start putting for that right. He is with the bash and pistol. His next plan. There we go. Now they're going to have a definite struggle here. Fight Midborn with the Aegis. Going to have to take him down twice, and as with their toolkit really just offers for the once the top. Gonna try and catch 9. 9, he's going to have to blink out. No, he's not able to get it off in time.
Oof. I think he tried to blink the wrong direction there. You can typically get it off after phase shift, but you have to be turning the right way. And update, it's actually 6% EHP, not 5. So those extra points of armor are actually even more effective than I had spoken. So yeah, my main point is buy armor, aura items, please. Somebody on Tundra, it'll help you out a bunch. And
they've got Thompson.
Okay.
Find Thompson immediately there with that jump. 33. He's going to create the distraction, give time for Skeeter to reset. Wait for his Enrage to come back off cooldown. As Mib, once you want to dive in for this, he does. He's looking for Fada. Finish him off the Spirit in as well. Skeeter, he's ready with the counterplay. He's popped the BKB for this, but he's been hookshotted by Stack, so the BKB is soon to come to an end. Skeeter's going to get taken out, and he's down for 95. And he does not have the money for buyback. They've got to be very careful now for this 90 seconds, Tundra, as OG, they've got a huge amount of room to work.
The middle tower is under attack.
It's just, how do you fight them at this point, Owen? If you don't have the ability to kill OG, if you have for just one moment the fear of being right-clicked, like that fight's over. And I last time I bring it up, if this Ursa keeps playing without any plus armor, he will not be able to play Dota 2 when his BKB and Enrage are down.
Mid one. He's been hexed. They're going to be able to kill him once. They take him down. They get rid of that Aegis. And they do it a second time. They remove Noctel. And 33's able to burst through. They've got the root. Have they got any further control? The mid one, he still have a Shikuchi away, but Seth goes down because of this. And now mid one's been silenced. He's trying to run, but they're in. He's able to get the time himself just in time, but Buddy's got the further control with the Frostbite. The Hex is out for 33. They're in on the mid one.
What?
And Saxon, he tries to CB out. They've got the Yules to cancel it.
What the?
Oh my goodness.
How did that happen?
How did that? That went terribly. Carl, what happened?
I don't know.
Ursa is dead.
I have no idea.
They just lost an Aegis and lost 4 heroes immediately after against a team that doesn't have their bloody carrier line.
Well, to be fair, in the fights, they don't really have him alive for very long either. But like, No Tail is tethered into the base. I don't think he expected to get pushed up high ground from that. So he's just another casualty. So there's no help for this Weaver. And Seb's just dead because he didn't get Spirit back. So he has no innate BKB, and he's just dead.
Dude, that's got to be terrifying for OG in that position. They just lost a fight with Aegis, and whilst the enemy didn't have a carrier line.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
I mean, I don't even know. I really just, I mean, I'm glad mid one, he's also realized what he's done wrong. He's got half of his 5th item done and has realized, finally, I need a BKB. So both carry players really just not itemizing properly to ensure survival, and it's going to be a race to see who can get it first. And I look at Skeeter. He's got the plate mail, baby. He's been listening.
He's got
Thank you.
He's enjoying the car. Well, I hope he's not. He knows, as you say, he's got to get this online. I mean, Seb obviously working for some of the answers to that. He's also getting his AC, so he'll have something to counteract it.
Yep. And mid one, it's the BKB. Like, he's just dying in these silences.
Yeah, he's got to get the speak. He's going to have it pretty short. 1,500 gold and the BK there. And OG, they're going to come out with the smoke.
Go close. Okay, we have 25s up. 3-3 got the Whirling Death. He's actually almost 27. So 10% more attribute reduction. And then Ursa, of course, getting the overpower attacks. He'll have the shard too, so it's a guaranteed proc in 1 overpower. I guess it is with 6 as well, but you get what I'm going. It's just more damage. That's the key. And you get 3 enrage hits off with single overpower. Soxa looking to finish Ags. No-Tail has the Holy Lock and a little bit extra healing. Thompson going for, I don't even know, he's got a Kaya queued up and a Sanj at the moment. And Seb's, yep, the AC is on the way for the Ultra Titan.
Yeah.
Skeeter would love to buy his, but I think he has to save for buyback here. The Glimmer is up on Biver. Puck has a Crystallis now. He's also got Dream Coil Rapid Fire, so that's a lot of added damage that's going to come into these team fights.
Oh, this is nice for Seb as well. He finds himself a Minotaur. You know, of course, you know, having the Ags, you never want to buy a BKB as well, but this Minotaur horn can help you against the little things and give that time and chance for the Spirit to actually return to you and allow you to pop.
Exactly. It allows you to get a Spirit off if you're CC'd, and that was the trouble in the last fight. If you catch 1 silence, you're suddenly susceptible to just being chain stunned to death, whereas now, Minotaur, couple Spirit, and like you're just now you can't even really fight him because he's hitting for 500.
And that I'm really.
We're rolling in top.
Fiver. They're in onto mid one. Mid one is going to get bashed. Can No-Tail keep him alive? He's been hacked. They've got the silence. They've got another bash. As mid one's down, mid one's going to buy back for this. But Saxon's gone. Seb's charging in. No-Tail off to the side, being controlled and taken out. They're down 2. Skeeter's going to turn towards Thompson. Thompson, he's been bashed. He's going to keep running another bash for Skeeter. Thompson's going to go down. As mid one, he's trying to bring down Skeeter, and they will get him. Biver rolls in across, a buyback from Thompson as well. Biver's just going to go for the TP out. The sleep not in time. Biver will escape. That is a mid one and a Thompson buyback. They want to find more than just Skeeter. See if they can catch 9. 9's out with the orb. Gonna have the blink back up. Yeah. Oh, actually, didn't. I think he had the chance.
No
to blink
buyback.
there.
He has no buyback for 2 minutes.
Why didn't he blink? Did I miss that? I swear he had blink. He could have blinked and then Raining Rift, but he didn't. He's dead. Maybe he was scared of someone on the high ground, but everybody.
He didn't have
dead.
patience though. Yeah, but he might have just been like caught thinking there. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You've got heroes with a lot of mobility on all sides, but yeah, unfortunately, no buyback. I think OG should know this. 2 minutes and a half on the timer. So if anyone's tracking it, they know it's 4-on-5.
This is a big window for it. But of course, Skeeter himself, he does have buyback. Skeeter can get in on the action, but he'd have to sort of holding the fort against the full 5 of OG.
Also, do you know what? It was the Stormcrafter proc. It looks like.
Oh, it could have been. That absolutely could have been what caught.
Yeah, from Thompson. Man, these neutral items are just there's too much to track right now.
33.
Like they've done most of the game. Just ignore him.
Job of cleaning these waves out though. I think let's push hard for OG, and of course OG, if they don't get away with anything before Nine's back up, now they're going to have to be playing a very scary game where they themselves have run that risk of losing mid one or Thompson. They're going to be dead for 2 minutes. He's onto the side. Thompson. Yeah, Hex. It's 33 playing with him for now. So OG now find the tier 3. They are a little cautious about sticking around. So with this long timer of 9 being dead, only getting the tier 3 tower, they won't actually be able to get anything more against this. So, once 9's back up, they're going to be in a very, very precarious position with their buybacks.
This game, I mean, we got a lot of celebs in chat. Shout out to one of them, Dendy. He's always talked about how this game of Dota 2, when you get to this part of the game, it's no longer Dota. It's just chaos. Who gets the stun off first? Who gets bashed? Somebody dies. That's that. And if you look at this, I mean, the level 25 is all coming out now for most of these heroes. But Thompson's got the item that can equalize. We see this a lot more in China than in Europe, but Aeon Disc is queued up. He probably should have gone for that before the Kai Assange because he's been dying so much in these hex combos, these chain bashes. But now he's no longer really that target to start off fights. And so far, Tundra found a lot of success just getting that initial pick off. But if you blow Ursa BKB Hex on a target that then survives, it's a completely different fight then for OG, and they can start to create more space. And look at that, even an Aeon Disc on mid one, not going for the BKB.
I mean, I like it. That could save him.
It's one way to deal with silence.
They're going for Roche. OG's on the way over though. They'll drop the Dream Core down onto Thompson. They're trying to deal with Thompson. Thompson buying time with the Stormcraft, and now with the self-fuels, they're going to be able to catch one on the way down. They do. They've got the Hex. Thompson, he's able to get out of there. On the side. This is no tells in with the save. Skeeter now jumps over towards Mid-One, but the Eon Disc gives Mid-One the chance to get out. Skeeter turns over towards Saxon, but he's been disarmed and taken out. Seb just cleaning up with the cleave, the triple kill for Seb. Mass buybacks coming out from Tundra. Kadura on the mid lane as they're chasing down Farda. Farda will get found here. 3 buybacks from Tundra. Make that 4.
Doesn't have one. What a fight. The save from No-Tail on Thompson.
He was dead for sure.
Oh, for sure. And then the Aeon Disc comes alive to save mid one. And it was like we said, like Seb just straight up 2-shot the puck. You don't kill the Weaver in the open, and that's that. That's the fight. Skeeter's dead.
And do anything about this Roche. Tundra. Scary. They spend a lot of buybacks here. They get the jump onto Saxa. At the same time, they've moved in onto Seb, but Roshan's falling down. Mid-One and No-Tail, they're finishing it off as they are going to be able to claim it. Mid-One grabs the Aegis, then the cheese. Over to the side. Skeeter being caught by the sleep. And now they're going to chase. Skeeter, he's got to be very careful. He's got BKB in 5 seconds. There's going to be a buyback from Saxa. Skeeter, he's trying to run. BKB in a second. He's going to get glimmered. A little bit of time to take him to the side as Mid-One's hunting, but he's been hacked. Skeeter, he's now ready to turn. They've got the bash. Mid-One, he's going to go down the ones.
Thompson's stuck on the cliff.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. He's going
to have Remnant in a couple of seconds. He's going to have Remnant in a couple of seconds. He'll be able to rejoin them there. Facing down 33 off the side to get the chains on the pivot, but he already got out with the roll. 33. Have they got the damage for him? They do. Hook shots out. That's 33 dead for 2 minutes. They'll get one of the heroes.
What a game. Shard now up on Thompson. He'll have the Aeon Disc soon. At this point, OG, they had 2 minutes without Puck. Now it's 2 minutes without Timber. Is that enough? Can you get something out of this base? You probably want to wait for like the Aeon Discs to come up.
Yeah. Cooldowns. They're pretty much there for 10 seconds, and Mid-One's going to have his Aeon Disc good to go again.
Getting the Aegis was huge, though. Butterfly complete. The damage output's starting to get real spooky if it wasn't already. But what do you do, OG? Do you just push for throne? You know that it's a 4-on-5. No, they go bot racks.
I think, yeah, take the objectives here.
Abyssal on
Skeeter.
set.
Skeeter. He's going up. Skeeter's going to get hookshotted. Skeeter, he needs help, and he needs it now. He's popping the enrage. The Dream Core's down on the two of them, but there comes Seb. Seb's in onto the bear. Skeeter in so much trouble here. Skeeter will go down. 9 also will fall as the bashes come out from Seb. Seb just running them down one by one, as that will be it. 5 dead, no buybacks. OG will easily be able to close this game up now, as GG is pulled. OG take second game there of this series of best of ones. This is best of one against Tundra, and well, the games they're starting getting crazy today here, Carl. This was on your edge of your seat one really for both teams. OG able to wrap it up in the end.
They had to work for that one though, Owen. They had to work real damn hard. You know, shout out to Tundra. They put on a hell of a fight.
Yeah.
I just wow. What a game. Shout out to Seb. I feel like his ET is the only reason OG